What is going on, everybody? This is Dylan with Dylan Talks Tone, and this is your weekly gear news update. We're doing it a little bit different today because we are in the Florida Keys for our Thanksgiving week vacation. And so I figured I would just do this live instead of doing it normally, because usually it takes me like a few hours in the morning to edit all this stuff. So we're just going to do this live right now, and we're going to share some guitar gear news with you, as well as a couple of really cool Black Friday sale things that I think are pretty monstrous deals. So we're going to share that at the end as well. So let's get straight into the news. This isn't going to be a long one today. First of all, let's talk about Dave Mustaine from Megadeth. Apparently, anyway, it seems to be kind of in the works that there's going to be a Dave Mustaine Gibson Explorer and a 24 fret Les Paul, which is really interesting. So for those of you that wanted more frets on your Les Paul, or for those of you that are waiting for Gibson to do something a little more modern with a traditional design, here you go. I would imagine that these things are going to be real expensive at first, you know, in the custom shop range, I would guess. But as is everything with Gibson, they'll probably bring them down to a more attainable, regular signature model level. Here's hoping for an Epiphone range too of that, a 24 fret Les Paul. I think a lot of people would like that. A lot of the ESP guys and various other guys that have longer fretboards might dig that as well. Next thing I want to mention is Chapman guitars. You know, Rob Chapman and Lee Anderton from Anderton's Music have Chapman guitars. For the most part, most of the stuff that they have, I think, is made by World Music in Korea, at least the last time I checked, but it's all Korean stuff. It's really nice. They're good guitars. I've worked on them a couple of times, actually. Put pickups in them and stuff. They're great guitars. They have just announced because they're made in the UK. You know, the company's based in the UK because Rob and Lee are both from the UK. So they have a kind of custom shop version of these guitars that are made in the UK now. And these things are going to be custom shop prices pretty much. It looks like around $3,500 American, around $3,000 in British monies. But they look like they're going to be cool, and they're going to have nice stuff. They're going to be basically a custom shop version of the Chapman stuff. What I like about this brand is they do a lot of kind of crowdsourcing for, you know, like who's, like the models that they're going to make and that sort of thing with it, which I think is really cool. So that's Chapman guitars. Okay, let's talk about this thumbnail. So you saw in the thumbnail there is an app by Gibson. Now, Gibson has had this app, the Gibson app, for learning to play guitar. You know, pretty much like Fender Play, like all those other ones. You know, basically you can kind of, it'll recognize music. The technology in it was so that you could like recognize music. It would be able to recognize music and help you learn how to play, more or less. It added a feature though. They're putting a digital amp in it. So this thing is pretty wild. This thing is gonna have, let's see, there are some effects in here for electric and for acoustic guitars. So we're going to have a few different effects. Where are they at? They're going to have some acoustic effects too. On the acoustic side, 4 effect presets and 3 mic options: dynamic, ribbon, and condenser. And then on the electric side, there's going to be some reverb and phaser stuff too. And then on the electric side, clean, crunch, heavy, and lead. And then you're going to be able to have gain, bass, mids, treble, presence, master, distortion, phaser, flanger, chorus, reverb, echo, all of that stuff. Now here's where it gets a little weird. Allegedly, and I want to try this thing as soon as I get a chance to, I don't have a guitar with me this week, but as soon as I get a chance to try this, allegedly you'll be able to plug headphones into your iPhone or whatever, and set your phone down, like in front of you, play your guitar not plugged into it, and then the microphone in the phone picks up as Leslie said earlier when I was trying to describe this to her, the plinkiness of your strings as you're just sitting there playing at room volume, and then amplifies it with all those effects in your head without being ever plugged into the guitar. I don't know if this is going to work. I don't know how well it's going to work. I don't know about latency. I have no ideas about this, but this is wacky. This is really black magic stuff. What I think is cool about it is even if it sucks, because it might suck. Like the first generation of anything, especially when you're trying to like do new technology, might suck, but we know that there is a lot of AI stuff out there right now that this could be the start of something. And people have been asking me when we do all these reviews about practice amps and stuff, they've been asking me, hey, is there anything that you can be truly wireless, that you could not plug into anything? We might get there. Maybe we're not there now. I don't know if this is the answer or not. It might be amazing. It might suck. I want to try it next week when I get home. This is really, really interesting. Anyway, it's part of the Gibson app. You can check it out. The app listens to your playing via the mic on your iPhone or iPad, then amplifies the sound through the headphones, applying whatever tone tweaking tools have been selected on the way. Weird, weird stuff. Let me know in the comments if you've tried this, what you think of it. If anybody has the Gibson app already, many of you who already own Gibson guitars or take advantage of this might have this feature already and have tried it. Please let me know in the comments. And even if it's not perfect, I know everybody's, yeah, well, what about the, people always jump to latency with anything digital. I don't care if it has latency. I want to know if it works, if it does what they say it does, even if it's poor, because I think the progress is going to be there where we're going to be able to have some cool stuff. I think that's really, really neat. Really, really neat. So, let's see. Just make sure. There is no questions in here that I need to ask. So, Slacker Deluxe asks, cool idea, but I wonder about the other noises in the room. This is a question that I had too. And when I get home, I'm going to try some stuff. I want to play guitar with it, which makes sense. I also want to like have a YouTube video going in the background and play guitar, or like be watching TV where there's other music happening in the room and see if it messes it up. Like, how good is it? It's a really interesting concept. Anyway, I just wanted to share the technology with you. Like I said, we'll just have to see. Okay, let's talk about a couple of Black Friday deals that I think are bonkers good, because this is Black Friday week. We are probably going to do some kind of, depending on where we are, I don't know where we're going to be Friday, but probably going to do some kind of live stream, early morning coffee, Black Friday live stream, and just hang out and talk about stuff and see what's up. I think that'll be kind of fun. If there's any Black Friday sales that you have seen that are really cool, you can leave them in the comments. Do not put links on your comments. If you do, YouTube will kick it into a thing that nobody sees. So don't put links. Just be like, hey, this is really cool, and tell us about it. But don't put links. Otherwise, we won't know. Okay. So, a couple of things I wanted to share with you. One is D'Angelico at Sweetwater. D'Angelico, and these links are all in the description. I put them down there already. Their Premier DC XT semi-hollow body guitar is on sale for $749. This guitar, basically, it's their 335, which I think is pretty cool, and it's blue, just like there. It's 150 bucks off, so from 900 down to 749, which I think is a pretty bomb deal. I wanted to mention that one. Egnator. This to me is mind blowing. If you are looking for a tube amp, Egnator has their Tweaker 15 with a 112 extension cabinet. So this is like their little mini lunchbox head, 15 watt tube amp, with a 112 together for 500 bucks. It's $450 off. That is a ridiculous deal. If you want a tube amp for 500 bucks, that to me would be the jam. Taylor's doing a buy one get one deal. They got a bunch of guitars that are, you buy a guitar for, let's say it's like 700 bucks or something. Like one of their, what is the cheapest one they have here? I meant to look at the cheapest one. I think it was $699. Anyway, yeah, here it goes. The Taylor Academy 12 acoustic guitar is $699. That's the cheapest one they have. And for an additional $99, they'll give you a baby Taylor, which I think is pretty cool. That's a pretty cool deal. And everybody needs a GS Mini. I mean, I think you should have a GS Mini in your living room. I think everybody should have a small guitar in their living room just to play. I have one. It's one of those close carbon fiber acoustic. PRS. Their Parlor guitar is on sale for $299. They got a bunch of colors, 3 different colors here, I think. So they're 200 bucks off, which I think is a pretty smoking deal. And then, of course, Boss has a bunch of sales too. Boss katanas are $40 off, so you can get one for $229. Squires are also on sale. Did you know that a Squire Strat, Affinity Squire Strat, is 319 bucks now? That is nuts. So you can get it for $299. They have, or $289 or something like that. You can go to Sweetwater and check it out. There's some links in the description to where you can find all that stuff. They're going to be adding a bunch of stuff, obviously, because it rolls as supplies change. So throughout the week, maybe we'll share a couple of more. I'll share some tomorrow night, as well as we might, like I said, we might get up and have coffee on Friday morning and hang out with y'all. Let's just see really quick. Oh, Sean says that the Keeley Red Dirt Germanium is 99 bucks. That's a great deal, and that's a really, really good pedal. To me, that's like a standard drive pedal. All JHS pedals are 20% off. That's also pretty sweet. Somebody mentioned on that Gibson thing that if noise filter technology on Zoom is that good, then maybe somebody else will get with it too, which makes sense. I get that a lot. Cool, man. Anyway, those are some things. That's the gear news. Didn't want to go too long on this one today because gear news is usually pretty short. We're at 13 minutes, so we kept it within the normal range of that thing. Please do me a favor, hit the subscribe button and the like button. Comment below if there's anything that you have seen. Don't use links, but if there's anything that you have seen that you like on the Black Friday thing, we'll chat about them tomorrow night on our live. Maybe we'll chat about them on Friday morning as well. And we'll see you tomorrow night. Leslie will be with me on that one. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you soon.